Hello, so this is A-Level Physics, Winter 21, Paper 1, Variant 2. We will continue with question number 11. A cylindrical block of wood has cross-sectional area A, weight W. It is totally immersed in a water with axis vertical. The block experiences pressure at PT and PB, P bottom and P top. So it experiences at top and a force because of this P bottom. So now it says that width is the upthrust of the block. So that would be the difference of the, so pressure equals force over area, and force becomes pressure into area. So the difference in pressures is P bottom minus P top multiplied by area. So this makes up the option B to be the appropriate answer. Question number 12 says that two forces each of magnitude F act on disk of diameter S as shown. What is the torque exerted on the disk? So it's a couple, equal, opposite, separated by a distance. Their axes do not coincide, so that's a couple. So it's the force multiplied by the distance between the force, which is Fs. C is the appropriate answer. In this question it says that a mass of 500 grams, so this is basically 0.5 kilograms, so this is basically 0.5 multiplied by 9.81, the weight component. What is the moment about the pivot due to the mass? Because of this mass, what is the moment? So the moment is this weight multiplied by this distance. So this distance is basically 0.25 meters, so this distance becomes 1.25 meters. So the moment becomes weight multiplied by the perpendicular distance, which is 0.5 multiplied by 9.81 multiplied by the perpendicular distance, which is 1.25. So this makes up 6.1 Newton meter. C is the appropriate answer. Question number 14 says that a beam QR is held in position by a wire PQ. The structure is used for crane supporting a stationary load. So the structure is in equilibrium. A load of 4 kilonewton as shown. What is the force exerted by the beam QR on point Q? So what is this force? So what we can do is draw a equilibrium triangle. That's how the equilibrium triangle would look. The arrows would follow each other. This is 4 kilonewton and this angle will be 90 minus 30, so that would become 60 degrees. So we have this is 90 degrees. We need to find this hypotenuse. We have the angle with theta, so that becomes cos 60 equals 4 by hypotenuse, which is the force in the beam QR. So this H becomes 4 divided by cos 60, which is half, which makes up 8 kilonewton. So D is the appropriate answer. So question number 15 says that a metal cylinder totally immersed in water is hung from a Newton meter. The cylinder of height L is slowly raised vertically by lifting the Newton meter. As the base of the cylinder moves from line X in the water to line Y above the surface of the water, the reading R on the Newton meter is recorded. Reading R on the Newton meter is recording. The velocity of the cylinder is constant. So this must be highlighted. The graph shows, which graph shows the variation of R with the distance d of the base of the cylinder from the line X. So we have A, B, C and D. First let's see the situation when it's within the water. When it's within the water and it is being raised, the velocity is constant, the pressure at the bottom and the pressure at the top remains the same. So upthrust is basically rho GV, where V is the volume displaced, so that remains the same. So that means that the upthrust remains the same considering the fact that the velocity is constant. So from here A eliminates, B eliminates, and we have options between C and D. Now let's see when the cylinder is moving out of the water. When the cylinder is moving out of the water, what we can say is that we have our R over here and we have our mg over here. So basically our upthrust, so basically our R can be written as mg minus upthrust. So as the cylinder moves out of the water surface, the upthrust decreases. As the upthrust decreases, the as the upthrust decreases, our R increases. So our R increases as the velocity of the cylinder is constant and the shape of the cylinder is uniform, so we have a constant increase. So C is the appropriate answer. So question number 16 says that a ball is thrown vertically upwards into the air. Which statement about the ball is not correct? So let's see regarding the gravitational potential energy and kinetic energy. At the starting point, our gravitational potential energy is 0 and our kinetic energy is maximum. Our kinetic energy is maximum. At the top of the path, our kinetic energy would be minimum and our gravitational potential energy would be maximum. At the midpoint of path, the kinetic energy would be half of max and our potential energy would be half of max. So which is not correct. As it rises, the kinetic energy is transferred to the gravitational potential energy. That's correct. As the midpoint of its path, its gravitational potential energy is equal to its initial kinetic energy. The gravitational potential energy equals to the initial kinetic energy. Initial kinetic energy is maximum, but the gravitational potential energy at midpoint is max by 2, so that's incorrect. So B is the appropriate answer. So question number 17 says that an object with constant velocity across a horizontal sheet of ice, friction is negligible, a horizontal force of 2.1 Newton is applied to object as shown. After a short time, a displacement of 4 meters from its position when the force was first applied, what is the work done by the force on the object as it travels to point X? So work is always done when it is done in the direction of force. So this was the force, it is horizontal, so the displacement must also be in the direction of the displacement. So this is the component of the displacement, which is 4 cos 30. Applying the work formula, W equals F into displacement becomes, the force is 2.1, the displacement is 4 cos 30. So this makes up work done equals 7.3 joules. So C is the appropriate answer. Question number 18 says that the energy conversions are shown. The chemical energy is converted in thermal into electrical. What is the efficiency of the power station? So efficiency is the useful energy, which is Y, over the input energy, the total energy, which is W. So W over Y over W is the appropriate answer. Thanks for watching my video. Do like and subscribe my channel for more videos. Thank you.